All right, we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris. This is my channel, We Love Comics, and my 4 PGX books have arrived from last month, so they got here really quick, and it couldn't have been better timing because there's so much going on right now that I really could use something good. So let's hope that's the case in here. But I always do this. I send 4 books in every month to PGX. Whether you use them or not, I leave that up to you. I'm not here to tell you who to use and who not to use. What I say is make sure you always research what company is going to work best for you at that particular moment. There is not one company that will do everything that will fit your needs. So please don't base your situation on what the herd mentality talks about. Do your own research and make sure you find the one that is the perfect fit for you. As I always say, about 3.5 years ago, I contacted PGX, CGC, and CBCS and saw if they wanted to do a deal where I would put an advertisement, which is in the description, and then of course these videos, and all I asked was a couple of books to be graded instead of being paid or anything. PGX was the only company to contact me. I've been doing this ever since. They allow me to send in 4 books every month. So check out the videos. I've been doing this for a long time now, like I said, almost 3.5 years. I have no contract signed from them. I do not get paid by them. Like I said, I only get the 4 comics graded for free, so I am under no obligation to say anything other than my own personal experience. And keep in mind, your experience may be different from mine. All I can say is do your own research and you'll be fine. So there are 4 books here. You guys voted, I believe, for either 2 or 3 of them this month. And speaking of which, tonight is the last night you can vote for the 4 books that are going to be sent out next month. I will most likely be sending them out tomorrow afternoon. So go to the community section after this video and go cast your vote if you have not done that, so you can be more than just a spectator. And I do this every month as a way for you to participate instead of just, viewing a video. So with that being said, I see enough people are here. This is a last second video. I didn't even know this was arriving today. I just went to the mailbox earlier today, and then it came after that. And my mailbox is not connected to my house, so it's a little bit of a walk. But like I said, considering the day I'm having, I guess I could use the exercise. I might be losing my aunt tonight. I don't know yet. She's on life support with about literally 10 different tubes keeping her alive. So there's a lot of other things. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want this to be a depressing video. So I'm just going to shut up with that stuff and put on the video camera so we could find out. Now, I don't know the grades because I like the fact of being surprised. So we will learn them together. Don't forget, if you decide to use PGX, and that's up to you. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you who to work with, but if you do decide to use them, go to the description of this video or any of the videos that I do, and you'll see if you send in 10 or more books and you use the code We Love Comics free press, you can get one of the comics pressed for free. So that's a nice little deal. I want to make sure that not only did I get a benefit, they got a benefit. I wanted to make sure you guys got a benefit as well. So like I said, that is in the description. And also, thanks to having the ability to communicate with the owner, and shout out to Daniel Patterson over at PGX. He listened to my idea about the grader's notes on the backs of the comics. So if you want grader's notes on your book, you can use the code We Love Comics Grader's Notes, and for $5 a piece, you can get the grader's notes placed on the back of the slab, which I absolutely love that. They do it for me most of the time. Sometimes they forget. But that's, that happens, and I'm never going to be one of those people that complains. But it kind of makes a company a little bit more responsible for the grades that they have. So if you want to use that, you absolutely can. Alright, so they have this cellophane. I'm trying to make sure it's upside down so I cannot see the grades. Like I said, I don't want to know right away because it makes it a little bit more fun. Like I said, I can use something positive today. It's been a very stressful day. Alright, so they included the backing boards, and they always have them separate. Okay. And so far, 5 people hit the like button, so thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Alright, so here we go. Let's see what the first book is. There's one I want to make sure I do not do until last. Okay, so, all right, so the first one, this is one of the comics that you voted for. This was a comic that I rediscovered when I was going through my comic books boxes, actually looking for a specific comic, which I no longer had, which means it was probably given in one of the I do mystery boxes and stuff like that. So if the link to my web store is in the link is description as well. So I didn't find that one, but this is one of the books that I did find. This is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 51. This is the 1 in 10 variant. I paid a total of $10 for this book because I bought it the day it came out. Totally forgot that I bought it. And it was like a Christmas present all over again. So sometimes it's actually cool to not have your books in specific orders, because then you can forget things and then you find them years later and find out they're actually valuable. So this is the first appearance of Jennika, which is the 5th Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Whether she has staying power, I guess that time will tell about that, whether you like it or not. That's up to you. But I paid $10 for this. I said this is either a 9.8 or a 9.9. Because this is one of those books that has almost like a cardboard stock to it. So this book was in pretty darn good condition. So this could possibly be the first 9.9. But hey, you know, if I get a 9.8, I am not going to be disappointed. If I get 9.6, I'm not going to be disappointed. If I get a 9.0, I'm not going to be disappointed. Because if you watch these videos, you know, to me, you know, it's always nice to get higher grades. But if I don't get them, it's not the end of the world. And like I said, with some of the stuff that's going on right now, if I wish the worst thing in my life right now was me getting a 9.6. But like I said, I predicted a 9.8 to 9.9. Normally I say 9.4 to 9.8. Let's find out the first book. What did I get? And there we go. 9.9. These books were, because like I said, with the cardboard stock, this book can get high grades. I think I've seen 10s in some of these. So this is the Artist Edition Retailer Incentive Black and White variant cover. First appearance of Jennika. 9.9, of course, with white pages. That's, you know, that's nothing shocking with a brand new book. But this is a book I did not even remember that I had. Bought the day it came out. Paid a grand total of $10. Found it looking through my books for another book, which was a lot less expensive than this book, and it came back at 9.9. So if you guys have been watching my videos for a while with these books, you know that normally when it's a high-grade book, I usually say between a 9.4 and a 9.8. That one I gave a grade, and you can check the video because every month before I send them out, I give my estimates of what I think the grades will be. I knew that was in such great condition. I said 9.8 to 9.9. So, very happy with that. So, that's a good thing that happened today so far. So, if nothing else happens with that, I'll be very happy, which is a nice change for throughout the day. All right, so we still got 3 more to go. And join the live chat if you haven't done it yet. I do a surprise subscriber shout-out. You do not have to be a subscriber. If you want to subscribe, that's awesome, but you don't have to. I just appreciate those that even view. So if you're one of the people in the live chat, there are some benefits to that. 2 of you will be selected. It's my way of saying thank you for participating with my channel. My channel has definitely had its ups and downs throughout the years, and I am very appreciative of what I have, especially when you could potentially lose it. So I appreciate all of you guys. So let's get into it. Yeah, and I'm sure this video is going to be different than my normal videos. But like I said, it's been such a bad day. I'm just doing this because I need something positive to happen today. So this, of course, Edge of Spider-Verse 2. This is the first print. You can tell, one, by the barcode, which I have a video about under my tips and advice. So if you haven't seen that one, you can actually find for most modern books. It doesn't work for all of them, but you can usually tell if it's a variant, first print, second print, by the barcode, but also you could tell because it has the white border. Different colored borders would also determine the printing. These are books I bought back in 2016. I was telling people with Ultimate Fallout 4, these are books to get. I paid a grand total of $25 for this book. So again, it doesn't matter to me what grade it comes back as, but of course I would love a high grade because I did keep these in very good condition. Every one of these I've sent in so far to get graded were no less than a 9.6. I have at least 3 of them that came back a 9.8, and I still have at least another 3 or 4 that I have to get graded. The only one that came back a little bit lower, I think, was one that I bought from somebody else. Yeah, but all right, so let's find out. I paid $25 for this book. I predicted about a 9.6 to 9.8 with white pages. So let's see what we can get for this one. All right, a 9.8, so I'm keeping with tradition. Now, obviously, that 9.9 and the 9.8s aren't going to have any graders notes because it's basically 9.8s are pretty much as perfect as you're going to get for most of the time. But like I said, every single one of my Edge of Spider-Verse 2s were either 9.6s and 9.8s, and I bought them, I think I bought them from one person for the most part, maybe 2 or 3 from separate places. But that's keeping with what I've been what's been going on. So of course, origin and first appearance of Spider-Gwen. This is absolutely a must-have book if you do not have it in your collection, because it's going to go eventually the route of Ultimate Fallout 4. Just hasn't happened yet, but the way they treated her in the Spider-Verse movie, the Sony Spider-Verse movie, in my opinion, there is no way they are not going to do a live action eventually. She's going to get the same love that Miles Morales is going to get. And that's just my opinion. You can agree or not. But like I said, if you see my track record, a lot of books that I've recommended have gone up tremendously, even more than what I thought they would have been. So, $25 for that book, 9.8, ecstatic. So, it is what it is. I'm very happy about that, even though I'm probably not expressing that emotion right now. All right, and speaking of which, this one was the case of sending something to CGC is not always the best option. That does not mean CGC is not the best grading company, because I will repeatedly say that all the time. Even though this is a video for PGX, I will continuously say CGC is the #1 grading company. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the particular book that you are sending, CGC is the best option for it. And this is a prime example of that. This was graded CGC an 8.5. It's a signed book, but the CGC label was a green qualified label because CGC only does signature witnesses. So if a book is already signed and you send it to CGC, you will get a green qualified label that says writing on the front cover. I think they changed that recently where they'll lower the grade, give you a blue label, but still will not verify the signature. But that will always... I've gotten 4 or 5 different examples of signed books that were green qualified labels that I spent way lower than what the particular value of the book is. So this book, because it was already signed, should either have been sent to PGX, who does signature verifications, or CBCS. CGC was not the best option for this book, so that fallacy that most people have, that CGC will always sell more, that is not accurate. That is accurate most of the time, but not in these situations. I've shown it many occasions, like for example, my Invincible #1. It was a CGC 9.8 qualified label signed. I paid $450 for it. It's almost a $3,000 book at this point. So that's why I tell people, do your own research and do not just follow the herd, because most people just regurgitate what other people say without any kind of verification, and that's not going to help you make the best decision. And that's why when I make these videos, I give my opinion, share my experience, and then I tell you, make sure you do your own research. Nobody is responsible for you other than you. So if you're going to just listen to somebody blindly, be careful. Remember, they're not the one that suffers if you follow bad advice. So I said this book, what did I pay? I paid $526.50. It was graded CGC 8.5 with a green qualified label. It definitely needed a pressing. So pressing will increase this grade. So whoever got this book sent to CGC did not have it pressed and did not realize or did not care that they were going to get a green label, expecting the rumor, well, the saying that everybody says that CGC will sell the highest. So I predicted with a pressing, it could go between a 9.4 and a 9.8. So let's see what happens. Even if it goes from an 8.5 to 9.0, I'll still be happy. But let's find out what the grade is after the pressing. And there we go, 9.6. So this was signed by Mark Bagley. The person that had this sent in did not have it pressed, because I think it was either the corner or the entire spine, because I had a couple of them that I bought that way. So it was not, I think this one had the spine that did not have any color breaks, but it had that little indent. That is why that book got an 8.5. They sent it to the wrong company. So let me ask you this. Do you think I can sell a PGX 9.6 Ultimate Fallout 4 first print signed by Mark Bagley for more than $526? I'm betting that I can. So the fallacy of people saying CGC is always going to sell the most, I just debunked it yet again. And I will say it again and again and again. Just because I'm using these examples does not mean I hate CGC, and does not mean I'm trying to say they are not the best company. They are, but they are not the best company all the time for your particular needs. So I will take advantage of the fact that most people do not do their research and just do things blindly, and I will make a heck of a profit on a $526 book, because PGX does in-house signature verification, and they also do pressings. So neither one of those CGC did. Well, to be fair, CGC does do pressings, but whoever did this and sent it in to get graded did not choose that option. And that's why they got an 8.5 with a green label, was only able to sell it for $526, and I ended up getting it pressed, getting the signature verified, and upgraded it to a 9.6. So I said with that pressing it would be between a 9.4 and a 9.8 with white pages, which of course it has, and I got right in the middle. Very happy with that. Again, you can make up your own mind. It's perfectly fine. Oh, and there is a little bit of a grader's note on this one, because it is a 9.6. So as you can see here, and they redid the labels, so they made it so that it used to be the PGX label was in the center, and it made it very, it did not look as attractive. So I will read that. It says, slight stress crease at spine on back cover. So that's why it got a 9.6. And that's to be expected, because like I said, yeah, so this one had that crease all the way up and down the spine, but it did not break color. But it didn't get it out completely. So I can see where it is. There is a microscopic, you probably won't even be able to see it, probably an 1/8 of an inch to a 1/16 of an inch minor little color break. Very happy with that. Absolutely upgraded. I don't know how many times I can debunk the myth without people saying, oh, I hate CGC, which I absolutely don't. But people draw their own conclusions, they make up their own minds, and no matter what I say, they're going to hate it. Like I say, haters are going to hate. All right, so last but not least, I know this is qualified because this is the only Hulk 181 that does not have the Marvel value stamp. It has 2 signatures, so I did not care. This book is going to continue to rise. You think this book is expensive now? You know, they haven't even picked an actor yet, which once they do that, it's going to create a buzz, which is going to increase the price because everybody's going to start going into it. Then you're going to hear about rumors of what movie he's going to be in, because you know he's not going to have his first movie solo. He's going to appear in somebody's movie. And then the teaser trailers and everything, and then the first time you see Wolverine in a teaser trailer, and you see him the first time in a movie, this book, you ain't seen nothing yet. So I have 5 other copies of this book, but this is the only one that I knew it did not have the Marvel stamp and bought it anyway because it has 2 signatures. It has Stan Lee and it has Len Wein. Len Wein is a co-creator of Wolverine, deceased. Stan Lee, of course, everybody knows who he is, deceased. So I have 2 deceased signatures on here. I paid $1,500 for this book. I made this deal happen. This book, I predicted about a 3.0 to a 4.0 with off-white pages. let's see if we end on a, well, continued strong note, because this has been a pretty good amount of books that the grade was. And forgive me, because like I said, it was just a horrible day, and this is making it a little better, and you guys are making it better, and 11 people liked it, so thank you. All right, so let's see what grade we got. I said between a 3.0 to 4.0 off white pages, and there we go, 4.0. So I'm actually pretty decent with being able to grade. So they did verify, signed by Stan Lee and Len Wein, first full appearance of Wolverine, and okay, now I'm going to be fair on this. They did not mark down that it does not have the Marvel stamp. So I am going to contact, and that's pretty bad, because that could be a big deal. So I'm going to contact them and let them know that whoever graded this did not write down that it does not have the Marvel stamp. So I'm going to have to resend this one, because I am one of those people, I am not going to take advantage and just say, well, I'll take it. One thing that annoys me about, especially people that grade from CGC, and I'm not calling anyone out because I've seen this on dozens of channels, where they're expecting a book to be a 9.0 or a 9.2, and it comes back a 9.8, and they're shocked, but they'll say the following phrase: oh, I'll gladly accept that. This, I will say, PGX did bad on this one. This should be marked that it does not have the Marvel stamp. It does not say it on the back. So the grade is right, but there is no Marvel stamp. And I am not going to be one of those people that'll say, oh, I dodged a bullet, and I'm going to sell it, and then somebody else gets screwed over on that if they ever cracked it open. So that is a bad situation on that one. And like I said, because I'm under no contract, I am under no obligation to just say nice things. This is a serious mistake. But mistakes can happen. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of people out there and say, oh, this is what happens. But every grading company makes serious mistakes. If you just blame one and ignore the other, you're like most people who follow politics, whether you're a Democrat or Republican. I choose to be neither, because I would rather go by the information they give instead of the party that they follow. But if you blindly follow one particular party, and that could be anywhere around the world, if you just say your party is always right and the other party's always wrong, and you refuse to listen to the information, then you are doing no good for yourself, your party, or your fellow countrymen. So this is not a good thing, but PGX is not the only company that makes mistakes. I've seen CBCS make mistakes. I've seen CGC make a lot of mistakes, but people don't own up to it, and they turn around and sell those books, and then somebody else finds out that they got screwed. So I will be getting this. I could easily turn around and put this on eBay and sell it and trick people into thinking, well, it doesn't say it doesn't have the Marvel stamp. Knowing it doesn't, I don't have that conscience to do that. Because, yes, would I love the money for this book for that reason? Absolutely. I just lost let's just say a poop ton of money today trying to do some investments. And I'm not going to get into the full deals of it, but I got screwed majorly. And that put me in a very deep hole. I could easily be like so many people in this world and be dishonest. But just to show you, well, they've made these more difficult, so I might not be able to. Don't worry, I will get this regraded. I'm gonna call Daniel Patterson and tell them they missed this. That's a big miss. But again, other companies, they make the same mistakes. Just most people that make the videos, they end up profiting off of it instead of owning up and saying it's a mistake. So we did not end up on a high note on the end. I mean, it got the grade that I wanted, but because I care more about integrity than money, I could make a heck of a lot more money selling it like this, but I'm not going to do that to somebody. And it would definitely give PGX a bad name if somebody cracked this open only to find out it doesn't have it. So I'm going to let them know they made the mistake. I'm going to send this in with my other 4 books, have it regraded the correct way, and I'll be more than happy to take less value of a book, but it be correct. So, again, I've had so many people make so many accusations about me over the years. All I can say is, base it on information, what you see, and not what you hear. And I wish nothing but the best for all of you. I'm going to pick today's surprise subscriber shout-out, Super Neil Comics and Who Dat Comics and Movies. I know you make YouTube videos, so please post the link. Both of you, if you have YouTube channels, you can post the link to your channel or to a video. I just want to show this Who Dat, just in case if you didn't get to see it. I said this was either a 9.8 or a 9.9. 9.9 on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 51, the 1 in 10 variant. So, we had the 9.9. I paid a grand total of $10. We got what was a CGC 8.5 unpressed with a green label. I got pressed and signature verification. Came back a 9.6. And this is like my 4th or 5th copy of this that got a 9.8. And 2 of them I sent to CGC years ago, unpressed. They never got pressed, and they both came back 9.8s. So, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. I'll get this one fixed and do the right thing. If more people did the right thing in the world instead of just trying to profit off of something and end up screwing somebody else in the process, we would be living in a much better world. So I'm not going to be one of those people that takes advantage of a mistake. I will get it corrected like I've done the 3 or 4 other times. Now, I've been doing this every month, literally every month for almost 4 years now. There were 3 or maybe 4 times where books were not graded to my satisfaction as far as the grade not being what I thought it should have been. Do they make mistakes? They sure do. But if you calculate almost 4 years every month that I send in books, and only 4 books, including this one, were mistakes, that's not a bad ratio. And you could see every single video since I've been doing this. It is on my playlist under my 4 graded comics here, so you could see them for yourself. And that's why I do them live, because I do not edit my videos. I do not try and do sneaky things. I try and show things as they are so you can have an honest opinion. And Super Neil says, you will get out of your hole, Chris. There's many ways to take that, but I know what you meant, so thank you. And yes, I know I will. I always do. But it'd be nice to stop being constantly beaten down so I could rise up again. I will always rise above. This too shall pass. But just to put it in perspective, a couple of months ago, I lost my grandfather, and the family was fighting over the inheritance, which I think is the most ridiculous thing. I actually signed an affidavit saying that, because my uncle made us sign an affidavit saying we wouldn't get a share of the inheritance. And I signed it, and I got it witnessed. Because to me, family is more important than money. But it ended up, one of my other uncles fought for me and my sister because my father died in a fire in 2012, and said that my father deserved the amount of the inheritance. And ended up, they sent us, I'm not going to tell you the amount, but it was under $15,000. So I didn't become a millionaire or anything, because there was a lot of people in the family. But had that happen, I don't understand. Like I said, I actually signed and got it notarized that I didn't care if I got the money, because my family is more important. I ended up, my aunt is dying in the hospital. It's probably either tonight or tomorrow she's going to go. She's hooked up to 10 different machines, and I could show you an image, but I don't want to do that to you. She literally has 10 different things hooked up to all different parts of her body, just keeping her alive. She's on a feeding tube right now. So I'm about to lose an aunt. I had a very major financial loss today, but I know I will always survive, so I want people to know. I don't want you to feel sorry for me, and I want it to be an inspiration to people that even regardless of that, because trust me, this right here could actually help me get out of the situation that I basically put myself in. It's my own fault. I don't blame anybody for what I choose to do, whether I like the outcome or not. I could easily turn around and sell this and take advantage of it, but I won't do it. To me, integrity means more than the amount of money that I can get. I can't live with that. So there's a couple other things I'm just really not going to get into. My wife had her operation. She hasn't been feeling well. I've been doing as much as I can to try and help her from hurting herself. It's an overload. So I want to thank you guys for being patient, for viewing my channel, for participating in everything that I do. And Neil, I appreciate what you're saying. So I want this to be almost an inspiration for anybody. You know what? Sometimes poop happens. Sometimes you're going to have the world feel like it's crashing down on you. You can have it crush you, or you could be like the Incredible Hulk, where he lifted up that mountain. So I will get past it. Everything happens for a reason. But never lose your integrity. Integrity, to me, and your word should mean more than anything in life. And there are just too many people that care more about fame and money and fortunes and power over integrity. And that's why the world isn't nice anymore. So I want to thank the few of you. I have over 10,000 subscribers. There are 33 people watching this video right now. So not even 0.5% of my viewers are watching this. Those of you who come here all the time, those of you who comment and respond to other people's comments and hit the thumbs up button, I really appreciate you all. To me, it is quality over quantity. And those of you that come here to be nothing but kind and respectful, I want to say thank you. Because you are far and few between in this world of selfish, greedy, lying thieves in this world now that are obsessed with power, money, and fame over having a peaceful, united, happy, unified world. So my sincerest, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to the very few people who join this comic book channel and end up being very supportive, very kind, and very respectful. I appreciate you. And I want to thank you for watching this video. So this book will be resent in. I want it done right. It does not have the Marvel stamp in it. I am not going to keep a graded book. And again, I'm not going to beat them up. Mistakes happen. It's what you do with it that defines who you are. Always remember that. With any company, with any person, with any politician, with any media person, with any friend, any family member, mistakes are going to happen. It's what they do after that fact that dictates what type of person, company, business, whatever they are. So I am not going to bash them like some people will because, yes, is it a serious mistake? It sure is. But I doubt they did it on purpose. I am going to message them, and I promise you when I speak to Dan, because he actually will answer the phone. How many companies out there can you call the owner of a business and they will respond? Not just comics. I mean any company, any major company. This is not a mom and pop store. He will answer the phone. And I can tell you, I'm going to explain the situation. And he will allow me to get it sent in to be fixed. And I'm sure that will help him. So this way, a year or two, if I ended up selling it like this, which I won't, but if somebody else did it and somebody cracked it open because they wanted it to be sent into CBCS or CGC, they'll be like, oh, look what they did. So I'm actually helping them. So you can have a bad situation and not bash somebody. That's the problem with this world. People are too quick to judge and put negativity in the world, and they wonder why the world is so negative. If you want the world to be better, know that mistakes are going to be made, know there are going to be situations you don't like, or situations you can't control, but you can control how you react to them. So yes, I had a very, very bad day. to say the least. I will probably continue to have bad days, considering the situation that's inevitable at this point. And I have to go to work tonight and entertain people and pretend none of this is happening. But that is much better than taking it out on others and making them feel horrible because I am not confident enough in myself to be kind. So I hope this helps. And some people, that's why some people appreciate my channel. I do more than just show comics. I try and have people have a better life, or a better look at life, or a better perspective. Some people like that, most don't. This video is not for the most. This video is for the people like you who are sticking around, the people that are listening, the people that will comment, the people that hit the like button. And right now, out of over 10,000 people, 25 people were kind enough to hit the like button. So I'm not about the numbers, because trust me, if it was about the numbers, I think I have one video in the past 6 months. No, I'll say in the past 3 months, maybe 2 videos that have over 1,000 views. So the numbers mean diddly squat to me. Quality over quantity. So I'll get that one fixed, but overall the other 3 were pretty much spot on what I thought they would be. So 3 out of 4 ain't bad. That one will be corrected. It will come back with the right grade, and then I will be happy to live with myself knowing I did the right thing when most people wouldn't. So thanks for listening. You can take whatever you want out of this. You can make your own judgments if you want to be one of those people that just says, now I can bash a company or bash a person for that. If that's the person you want to be, congratulations. Thanks for watching.